Hello Aquarius, here's your weekly horoscope for February 7 to February 13th. Well, we have quite the pileup of Aquarius planets this week. We are going to have, altogether, Sun in Aquarius, Mercury retrograde in Aquarius, Venus is in Aquarius, Jupiter and Saturn in Aquarius. You keeping count? That's 5. And as well, we have the Moon in Aquarius this week from the 9th until the 12th. That will be 6 of 10 planets in Aquarius. We include Pluto as a planet in astrology. So that's pretty exciting for Aquarius, but maybe it's a little bit too much for other signs. It might even be a little bit too much for you. When there is an overemphasis of one sign such as this, it's called a superstellium when there's 5 or more planets in one sign. And the superstellium is a rare event. It doesn't happen all that often. When it happens in your sun sign, let's just put it this way. You are marinating in Aquarius energy this week, Aquarius. And that's not such a bad thing since it is your sign. But with that, we get the very best of you and we may get the very worst of you as well. Let's just put it this way. There's a lot of Aquarius going on this week. Now, that's not so bad, except for one thing. We do have Saturn in Aquarius squaring Uranus and Taurus all month, and in fact, until April 10th, and a few times off and on this year. Now, this squaring off between your present ruler Uranus and your former ruler Saturn is pretty serious stuff. Those two planets are very different from one another. And we've got Saturn saying, well, let's keep to tradition and let's keep to the rules. And we have Uranus saying, no, let's break the rules and let's do everything all new. There is a danger with this square, especially with Aquarius, because you tend to be an all or nothing type sign, being fixed at times. There's a tendency for Aquarius to throw the baby out with the bathwater. It's a very picturesque cliche, but unfortunately, it is kind of illustrative of how fixed signs sometimes like to make the changes. They resist it for a long time, then all of a sudden, boom, it all happens at once. And that may be going on this week, but I would not be a good astrologer if I did not warn you that Mercury is still retrograde this week, and in fact, it's turning up the heat a little bit by squaring Mars from Tuesday on. So be especially cautious if you're out and about driving this week. Just be careful going up and down the stairs, Aquarius. It's a little bit of an accident-prone placement. And as you know, or may know, Aquarius rules the ankles and the shins, anywhere between the ankles and the knee, basically. And I swear I know every Aquarius that I know has hurt their shin below the knee at some point. So do be careful this week. There is some great news, though, as well. We have Venus conjuncting Jupiter this week as well, from Monday on, in the sign of Aquarius. That's going to be very positive for some people. It is probably likely that you may be sharing time with people you haven't seen for a while with that aspect. Maybe it's only on the internet still, but very often Jupiter-Venus is well known for reunions with loved ones. Normally, it's a great aspect for having a party, but in our country, in Canada, we're in pretty strict lockdown right now. No parties are being allowed. Maybe that's the case where you are, but if you can have a party, if you can have people over, certainly enjoy yourself. There's a good chance you could be celebrating your birthday after all. This is your month. Other things going on, we have Venus in Aquarius squaring Dark Moon Lilith from Tuesday on as well. Now, Dark Moon Lilith is a point in the sky. It's not a planet, but it is a point where all of our negative emotions and feelings seems to reside in hidden fashion until that point is activated by a planet such as with Venus this week. And unfortunately, Venus is the planet of feelings, and in conflict with Dark Moon Lilith this week, there's a good chance that you could blow your top with somebody, or perhaps have some other negative emotions come up, perhaps being depressed or feeling lonely, upset, not sure which. Just know that they're your feelings, own them, process them, and get through it as best as you can. Remember, with Mercury retrograde and squaring Mars, it's not going to be a normal week. There's a lot of potential for some flaky things to happen. But hopefully, Aquarius, you have a great week ahead. I hope that you do.